Oh snap! Where's my glasses? Oh, here you go. What's cracking? What's cracking? What's everybody up to tonight? Let's see if this live kicks off already. I don't know exactly when it starts like broadcasting, so I kind of do just a little yapping at the top here just to make sure that okay, I'm sure we're pretty much good to go. All right, so appreciate everybody who joined me today. I think I did 4 pop-up lives today. We got to do 4. One of them was like a mini. I straight think it was like a minute and a half, and then I had a dip, so that wasn't very long. I don't think anybody joined that one. But then I did 3 others, which got good. One of them, I forgot what the the guy who came on had a real good question about anger, and I think I'm gonna actually jump on that, and that's gonna be tomorrow's topic. I'm telling you, these topics that I talk about, I'm getting the chills right now. These topics that I talk about, it's my life. It's what I'm living. It's what I'm doing. It's these the titles, the topics, the subjects that come up. It's just stuff that happens throughout my day and my life. And because you have this high level of awareness that you're always paying attention to growth, to improvement, to progress. I made a short a little while ago. I haven't posted it yet. It's about I call it what the PP rule. You know. And I know it sounds funny. It's supposed to, but I don't mean like PEE. No, I mean like the letter P dot the letter P. Excuse me. You have to have patience and you have to make progress every single day. A lot of times it's like, oh, I have patience. I ran with that too much in my life. I thought patience meant, oh, okay, I'll see something like maybe in a few months or a few years, and then I'd forget. I forget when do I check? What's a few months? 3, 6, 4, 4.5? When's my checking point? And that was having too much patience. Or let me take that back. Let me go back. I just kind of thought about that a little bit. It's not so much having too much patience, it's not having the same amount of progress. You have to have a lot of patience and you have to make a lot of progress. And I don't mean a lot of progress to where you're like, whoa, I got abs in one day. No. What I mean by that, the way that works is, and I won't get into it because that's not the subject of today's talk. The subject is having patience to do the tedious work every day, having patience to wait for the big prize to show up. Because remember, we don't chase things, because whatever we chase runs. We have to attract it, and if it's not coming fast enough, we're not working hard enough to become that attractive being that brings everything in. And we become more attractive by building our discipline. Building that discipline, we build that we earn that confidence. Someone who's disciplined and confident is rare, is valuable. Once you're rare, you become attractive. Just like anything that's valuable, and you start attracting the things that you want. That's the first P in PP, right? You need to have patience, but you also need to check for progress every single day. Patience for things to show up. Patience to things to get better. But progress, you make progress every day, and you have to also check for progress. If you're not making progress, then you start going in circles. You could be patient for 100 years and you didn't get nothing done. Was it working? Oh, I didn't check. They got the fur babies in here. We just got back from the walk. They're still kind of just cleaning up, and then they had dinner. A big part of my life, I was doing that. I was just going in circles. It seemed like I was real busy, I was real tired, and I was doing a whole bunch. And yeah, some stuff was just kind of happening, because if you walk in circles, something does happen. If you go in circles, you're gonna wear out your shoes. The ground's gonna get worn out. You're gonna see a lot of people that walk around you while you're going in circles. You get tired. You get older. You do create an energy, so you are gonna have some results going in circles, but that's not the progress that we're made to create. Our life is linear, right? It has a beginning and it has an end. And that's making progress. Time's making progress. Our lives are getting shorter and shorter and shorter as we get closer to expire. So we also need to check for progress. But if it doesn't happen fast enough, that's when the patience kick in. Heck no, you have to have patience to do the hard, tedious uphill work. So it's a balance. It's pretty cool. I thought about that one today. And that's what I was saying, that I come up with these titles just as life happens. Just like that guy who put in that comment earlier, who's like, this is perfect. This is tomorrow's topic already. I didn't think about it. It just fell on my lap. And that's how you should. I suggest that that's an easy, simple way to create content when you're sharing your personal development journey here on YouTube. Once you say, hey, you know what, it's my time, I gotta start sharing this. I see the results of these exercises that I'm learning, of this mindset shift. It's mainly mindset. 50% of this is mindset. You change the way you think. You change your attitude, your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Excuse me. Elevate. So that means your habits elevate. Your reality starts changing. It's a trip. It's just so simple. You got to start documenting it. And they're like, well, what am I going to say? Stuff happens every single day because now you're at a higher frequency. Your consciousness is higher, your awareness is higher, you're watching things, and you'll be like, whoa, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. How you'll see little things that just happened that, like, hey, that was beast what that lady said. And the lady's like at the register, like, what? Because you're hearing things different. You have different filters. Okay, so now, that's how we came up with these topics. So this one, what I'm talking about today is, I heard someone that was talking, I've heard it a lot, and people were wondering, like, what does it? What is it true? Is it not? Anyways, I've heard a lot of talk here and there about, do the free macro calculators work, or are they trash? And I think that's where it came up, because I heard someone say the macro calculators that are out there, most of them are trash, or all of them are trash, or something like that. I was like, that's subjective. They could be. You know what's more trash? The way I was eating. I was like, perfect. That's what I'll talk about today. So here we are. Like, are the free macro, and I'm even going to go not even the paid version. I'm going to go the free version. Are the free versions of macro calculators trash? Now, for those of you that don't know, macro is short for macronutrients, which is, in a nutshell, it's your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. I say it rolls off the tongue real easy like that, but I flipped it. I actually adjusted it to where it's proteins, carbs, and fats, because that's the order that I eat in. I lead with protein, I eat less carbs, and I eat less fats, but I lead with protein. In case I ever kind of just like, I don't have my scale, I don't know what to do. Okay, this is the protein. This is going to be the bigger lump. Next is carbs, which has to be less, about half of what that is going. And then I'll kind of just figure it out. Like, okay, well, there's probably fat in that protein, so there's my fats. I don't got to worry too much about the fats, so I don't need to add any more. We don't need to add the dressing to this. We don't need to add anything else. We don't need to put butter over this. You lead with protein, follow with carbs, low in fats. Anyways, so that's the macronutrients, macros. So they have these macro calculators out there where you punch in. I used Chronometer, the free version. Excuse me. Where I inputted my information, age, level of activity, gender, goals, where I was currently in my weight at the time, 180 pounds. I look like a pear. And at a basic level, like, are these free macro calculators trash? To me, one of the most valuablest things, which has really nothing to do with the information and the grams I'm supposed to eat, the amount of proteins, and whether that works, or the calculations that's horrible. You shouldn't be having that much protein, or you shouldn't be having that much carbs, or that's way too little this, that's way too little that. You're not going to have the proper hypertrophy as you're going, and that's way advanced. Basic levels here. We're talking baby steps here. I love starting at the beginning and taking baby steps. And that's what I talk about here. That beginning part. Because once you get to like, oh yeah, I want the advanced. Like, bro, you haven't even started at the beginning. You're getting too far ahead of yourself. Then you're gonna find it a little complicated or difficult, and you're gonna quit. Let's bring it back right here. That's what your boy Albert's here for, to teach you that baby step, that beginning, the fundamentals, the mindset. Everything else will come easier, organically, and in the right time and right order, if you get your mindset fixed first. 50% of it is mindset. Once you switch your mindset, then you start working on the physical work, and then after that you start getting into nutrition. Nutrition, then the physical work. I'm sorry. So all that did, and once I got the Chronometer and I was ready to go, this free macro calculator, I was like, like, okay, let's see. What do I was talking about it earlier. We use the same example. like, okay, well, I could scan food, but let's see, what did I eat today? Or what did I eat yesterday? It was in the afternoon. What did I eat yesterday? Let's see, for breakfast, I had let's see, peanut butter sandwich. And then as I wrote peanut butter, it said peanut butter. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't have just peanut butter, I had a sandwich. But then it made me realize, like, oh, peanut butter is a thing. I was like, okay, enter. How much peanut butter did I have? And I said grams. Like, grams? Like 3 tablespoons, I guess. I don't know. And then I think it even had that option, like 3 tablespoons. Like real tablespoons, not heaping dinner spoons as I would use. And then I go, yeah, 3 of those. We'll see what happens. Then I see the fat bar just go, whang! The fats from the protein, carbs, and fat. I was like, whoa. I was like, wow, that's just breakfast. Like, okay, well, I had jelly too. Hello. I punched in the jelly. The carbs went up a little bit. Poosh. Proteins had barely moved because of the peanut butter. And then more fats. I'm already in the red, bro. So this is like way past. Okay, well, I had sourdough. Proteins went up a little bit. Bonk. Carbs went up a little bit. Fats stayed where they were. But remember, I'm already in the red for what I'm supposed to have for the day. So even if the calculations were incorrect, I already knew I was off the scale when it came to the fats. Okay, now let's input lunch. What did I have for lunch? Well, for lunch I had spaghetti, which is homemade spaghetti. I'm like, oh, here it is. How many grams? Grams? A plate like this big. What? With a bunch of Parmesan cheese on top. How many grams of cheese? Grams. Till it all looked snowy white. What are you talking about? And then I mixed it. It wasn't white no more, so I put more cheese over it. I don't know. I don't know how much a gram was. Is there a pound? I can kind of calculate pounds, bro. Like half a pound of spaghetti. I punched it in. Whoop-bam-o. Carbs go way over here. Proteins move just a little bit. Fats are like way off the scale at that point. So you got to see what I'm going here. I'm leading with fats, following with carbs, and very little protein. After doing a little bit more research, and I'm talking very little research, the free macro calculator helped me realize that I was eating like trash. That to me was super valuable because it brought awareness, and I realized I needed to change my ways. So, like, okay, the calculations are wrong. The way I was eating was wrong. Yeah, I get it. Maybe there's much better ways to calculate this. Maybe there's a lot of factors that they don't put into the digital calculator app. But it allowed me to lose 45 pounds in a very short period of time. I think like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that. No. In a course of maybe 6 months, I'm sorry. But the first big chunk of weight came down pretty quick. And then after that, it was just steady till I lost 45 pounds. And my thing was, as I learned the app a little bit better and I started like scanning my food and how much does this have and how much does this have, and then I would adjust it as far as I was losing weight. That's one of the variables that you could adjust. So it would adjust your calorie intake, and then of course your macros, which is the most important part, the appropriate amount of proteins, the appropriate amount of carbs, the appropriate amount of fats. My work level went up. I started increasing my exercise, so I could adjust that too from moderate to moderate high or something like that. So I adjusted that, so then it would allow for more food to come in and still stay on that same rhythm of building muscle, losing weight. And it was a learning curve, but very little. Was it enough to call it trash? Not to me. I lost 45 pounds. Built some muscle. I can see my abs, something that has never happened before in my life. But even that's like advanced in my books, for my world, for my progress, for my personal development journey. But taking it back to a very basic level, it was like this was gold to me, because it showed me black and white, bro, you're eating like trash. Your diet is no good. You're eating delicious food. Hell yeah, our kitchen was bomb. My kitchen has always been bomb. When I was growing up as a kid, my mom, delicious. My wife kills it. It was like my mouth is watering just remembering how that was. But nutrition wise, balanced diet, tracking macros, that was no good. Which is why I looked the way I looked. Which is why when I started being a little bit more responsible and checking my blood work, my cholesterol was off the chart. Was able to bring that down like that. Next physical was like, whoa, what happened? You don't need this no more. You don't have to take that no more. What'd you do? Well, I started tracking my macros and exercising every day. Your cholesterol normal. Good job. I would give the credit, like, okay, yeah, you did the work. I did the uphill work. Yeah, that built discipline. Yeah, I gained confidence 100%. But who brought that awareness to me? The free macro calculator. I use Chronometer if you want to check it out. So do the free macro calculator suck? They lie to you. It's not the right information. It's all perspective. To me, it taught me that I was eating wrong. It gave me an understanding of like, oh, that's how much I should be eating. A ballpark figure in the world that I live in. Is there better? Can I get like a beasted up, like badass trainer who knows macros and nutrition down to the tiny speck, and he could get me even further ahead than I am now? I'm sure there is. But was I going to get to that level, to that step on day one? No. Could I download the free app and chase my curiosity and start like using my courage to take that step that my conscience was telling me to step, to go from, maybe I should look into this macro thing? It was accessible. I did. I gave it a shot. I stepped. What happened? More curiosity. Next step. Now I'm manipulating my macros every few weeks. Like, oh, I gotta pull back a little bit. Oh, I want to gain a little bit more of this. Oh, I'm gonna start going a little harder on the training. So I'm gonna up my protein a little bit. Oh, I like to see if I could pull back. Maybe I can get my abs to shine a little bit more. Let me pull back this. Let me pull back. It's fun now. I got it to the point where I'm eating the same thing every week in, week out. That could be, you would have asked me a year ago, I'd be like, I'm not going to eat the same shit every day. That's boring. I eat the same thing every day. You would say, what about pizza Saturday? That's what I said, every week, it's the same thing. Chicken, rice, and vegetables. Protein shake. Sourdough in the morning. Sunday through Friday. It changes a little bit on Saturday. Because in the evening, it's pizza Saturday at my pad. So, staying on subject here and wrapping it up, it's perspective. Did it help me? It changed my life. I would think that's not trash. That's hella valuable. It's all the way your perspective is. It's all subjective. Do I need to get something better? When my conscience tells me to. When it says, hey, you need to go hire that nutritionist that's also a trainer, and you're going to, okay, let's go. But that day, my conscience said, download Chronometer, input the information, and do your best with what it tells you to do there. Okay, I did it. A few months later, 45 pounds leaner. I could see my abs. I'll say that's gold. That's really valuable. Let's see what we got in here before I dip. Ooh, a lot of messages that were deleted. That's cool. Oh, a bunch. That's cool. Let's see. Let's see, is training for an Ironman unrealistic for someone who's overweight? I don't know what it is to train for an Ironman, so I want to know. Do I know what it is to be overweight? Yes. Is doing just basic push-ups off the counter something that I started doing that changed my life? Yes. That I started doing push-ups then after that on the ground? Was that unrealistic? No, I did it that way. I started doing them on the counter because it was difficult to do them off of the floor. So I started with the counter, then I went off the floor. My goal was to do a burpee because I couldn't do a burpee. Now it's my favorite exercise. Burpee. Today I almost fell. My dog tripped me. I didn't want to step on her paw, so I kind of like, stumbled, boom. because of burpees and the core strength that I've built, I was able just to kind of half squat and do like a twister, kind of that twister game, twister move, got over her, one hand on one side, one hand on the other, my feet planted on my toes. Then after that, I just popped my ass up. That's due to burpees. I love burpees, man. When's the best time to start doing burpees? 10 years ago. Second best time today. If you can't do a burpee, start with push-ups. I can't do push-ups. I'm overweight. Start doing them up against the wall, up against the table, up against the counter, up against the bumper of your truck or car. That's how I did it. Go check out my old videos. It's there. I documented it, which is why it's so important that you should document your journey too. You have to. You can go back and look at it and feel proud of yourself and inspire others to start working on their personal development journey. And they need to share it too. That's what it's all about here. Give on give. Hope I answered your question. Shout out to Gallery for asking that question. Morgan, what up? Oh, is that right? You got yourself a new phone? Get that recorded, man. Just start. Let's go. We chilling. We sure are. Oh, Morgan in the comments. Baby steps. Or squats. That's right. Or squats. You can do body squats. Body squats are beasts. Sometimes I'll do burpees and add a body squat. It'll be toes, floor, down, push up, jump up, body squat, do it again. Let's get that keep that momentum going. As long as you're making progress every day, you're making progress every day, and that's momentum, and you're building a snowball. You may not see it right away, but that snowball will start going and going and going. That's it. Yes, sir. All right, that's it for tonight. Thanks for checking in. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified when I go live. Today I did 4 pop-up lives throughout the day, and then this is the 5th one here where we go deep into the topic. Tomorrow we're talking about a pretty cool subject too, how to not get angry. I think is what someone commented earlier on one of the pop-up lives, so we already know what tomorrow's subject is. So make sure you subscribe, share the video if you can, someone that could use these type of videos that we do every day. And then also don't forget to subscribe. I got some cool news coming up pretty soon here. I'm saying a couple of weeks, but probably less, so stay in touch for that. We'll be able to hang out excuse me, in a different way, so that's really cool too. So I'll let you guys know what's going on there. Other than that, I'm out. Talk to you later.